I've been guiding for over 20 years, kind of all over North America, and finally decided I wanted to live one place and settle down in one area. And I chose Yellowstone because of the abundant wildlife.
There's just something special about this valley, and I feel the energy here is amazing. The people are all different, and we all get along. And I think that we have a common bond or a common goal in mind to just keep this ecosystem as intact as possible.
If I hadn't been born in Montana, I think I would have found my way here. And it's not that Montana is the only place that has this like pretty remarkable setting. But it is, right? We have so many public lands and they're so accessible, and my spirit feels at home here.
I think what I love most is just the sheer beauty. You know, I'm within a minute's drive to wilderness. I live where everybody wants to retire.
I fell in love with Yellowstone back in the late 80s, and not just the quality of the fishing in the park, but also the wilderness. It was the wilderness, it was the megafauna, it was the hot springs and the waterfalls, and it was just wonderland, right? And I saw an opportunity to share my love and passion of the area with others.
Come on, Stitch. Come on. Come on.
That cow's got a really good side eye.
What makes ranching in the Paradise Valley unique is the number of people that have a stake. I mean, you have fly fishermen, you have hunters, you have tourists, you have ranchers, you have environmentalists, etc. So there's a very diverse group of people that are stakeholders here in this valley.
It is our passion for sure, and our favorite part is grazing and being a part of that ecosystem and bringing back the land. That really is our favorite part. But the reality is that, you know, you've got to do something with the byproduct of that, and so we sell direct-to-consumer, grass-fed, finished beef.
The thing I love most about Southwest Montana and Yellowstone specifically is how healthy and diverse and abundant this ecosystem is. It's, in my opinion, the best place in North America to see a healthy, intact ecosystem with all the characters of animals that are supposed to be there. So I own Yellowstone Wildlife Guide Company, which is a small guiding outfit in Yellowstone Park. We do wildlife watching tours, photography tours. One of the things I'm able to do while I'm guiding is take folks out who have never seen these animals before and show them a family of bears moving around on the landscape and how they live in a wild setting. If you want people to care about these animals and care about the future of these animals, the easiest way to do that is to build that emotional connection.
We finished a Grand Canyon trip in 2011. And we're just looking for a place to regroup before we moved back to Oregon. And we met at my parents' ranch and never left.
Yeah, this place is too beautiful to leave.
We have two businesses, Wildflower Bakery, Follow Your Nose Barbecue. I will talk about the bakery. It was here before we moved here. In 2011, I started working for the woman that owned it, and then very quickly afterwards, she realized she didn't want baker's hours anymore, and so we took over in 2012.
And I have Follow Your Nose Barbecue. We started in 2012 with just a smoker and a table, and from there we've built it into a full restaurant.
I've been a fly fishing outfitter in Yellowstone, Montana, and Wyoming for just finished my 31st year. I started young. I started when I was 20, and somehow now I'm 50. So, you know, just having the abundance of public access and the quality, the world-class resources that we have enables me to work, play, and recreate in this area.
You know, for me, I take a tremendous amount of pride and work really hard with my dogs to be able to showcase their capabilities in front of a client. You know, it's a year-round thing. When you go fish and hunt with really good guides, really good outfitters, you know, they're going to give you something that you want to come back to. You know, they're going to give you an experience that you won't forget. And you want to bring your kids out. You want to bring, you know, your friends out to be like, you're not going to believe what I just saw. And it's not something that you can see in the movies or read in a book. You know, you got to witness it to really grasp what it's all about.
They've been predicting the growth of the Gallatin Valley and Bozeman area for a long time, and I think now we're actually seeing it. And why that's significant is it just pushes that bubble out further and further. And I think Park County and beyond is encompassed in that.
You know, I think everything's at stake, at least for the ecosystem and for people that make a living off of it. You know, you go to these access places anymore in the middle of summer and parking lots are overflowing with vehicles and trailers. And, you know, it's becoming kind of a water park, a Wally World, if you will. You know, it's just, I'm afraid we're loving it to death.
As a kid, I used to, you know, before Costco was even built, I mean, there was all these freshwater springs and ponds with pheasants in the field and mallard ducks in the ponds. Now it's a parking lot. Do I wish we could go back? Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, there's no going back. So how do we plan for the future?
As ranchers, producers, we need to evolve, and we can't just do what we've always done. I mean, the world's changing, whether it's climate, whether it's population, whether it's the backgrounds of everybody who lives in this valley now or recreates in this valley. What we do have in common is we all love this place and we want to, I don't want to say protect it, but see it thrive.
There's a deep sense of responsibility to take care of those animals. I kind of view grizzly bears and bison and wolves and elk and all the wildlife here as business partners. Without those animals on the landscape, my business doesn't work.
You know, as guides and outfitters, we really are the people who the public sees first, and we need to conduct ourselves in a real professional and raise the bar, really, so that, you know, that is expected as the norm. The clients love it too. I mean, they love to see how we interact with the fish and take care of them. They're our business partners. You know, if those fish are gone, we're done.
I think about, you know, how wild and open parts of Paradise Valley are still, and how some are completely now, you know, foothill to foothill, they're subdivided. Folks wanting to come in and get their little sliver of paradise, don't blame them. However, when you have thousands of people do that, the impact just really ripples beyond that one little log cabin or house.
I think the issue that we're facing immensely here is like nobody can afford to live here anymore. And not saying that we want like a ton of people moving in, but there's a lot of folks that want to make this home, people that would make a community stronger. And if people can't afford to live here, then places like us can't afford to be here. You know, it's like the snowball effect of what makes a place cool and why people started moving here in the first place.
I think one thing all of us agree on is that things are changing. And if we want to continue to enjoy this place for all the things that make it special, then it's going to be up to us to protect it.
We need to just start thinking more about what our stake is in this place and what we love about this place. We all have a responsibility to what's going on here and to know and understand that we are a part of this ecosystem.
The Montana I grew up in, I knew a time and a place where we weren't really politically and socially divided. I think solutions to address change and what's coming along with it are completely and 100% within our grasp.
You need everybody, and it's going to take everybody. For my kids, your kids, my grandkids, that they can still enjoy what I've come to enjoy.
What's really critical for all of us to be successful is that we're working together and we're communicating. I mean, this is the greater Yellowstone ecosystem, right? It's a massive ecosystem with a lot of diversity, and it's not just the diversity of wildlife, it's the diversity of the people that are part of Paradise Valley.